Hello, everyone. Time for another round of Bible trivia. First, I'm going to begin with a couple of questions. First of all, my first question is this: what do cars eat on their toast? Traffic jam. All right, two old friends cross paths after not seeing each other for almost a decade. One of them asks, "What are you doing these days?" The other one said, "PhD." So, wow, you're a doctor? Another person said, "No, pizza home delivery." Oh boy. All right, let's move on to our Bible trivia questions. Number one: where was Saul going when he saw the light from heaven and heard Jesus speak to him? Was it Damascus, Jerusalem, or Masada? Acts 9, verses 1 through 5 tells us that it was Damascus. Number two: what was wrong with Saul after his encounter with Jesus on the Damascus road? He was deaf, he was lame, he was blind. Acts 9, verse number 8 tells us that he was blind. Number three: who healed Saul of his blindness? Was it Ananias, Barnabas, or Silas? Acts 9, verses 17 through 18. It was Ananias. Number four: how long had Saul been blind? Was it 2 days, 7 days, or 3 days? Acts 9, verses 1 through 18 tells us the answer was 3 days. Number five: who befriended Saul and defended him to the apostles, reassuring them that he was a true believer? Was it Silas, Barnabas, or Mark? Acts 9, verse 27 tells us that the answer is Barnabas. Okay, here's your bonus question. Who was trying to put Saul to death? Who was trying to put Saul to death? Acts 9, verse 29 tells us that the answer is the Hellenistic, that is the Greek-speaking Jews. All right, I bet you did pretty well on that one. That whole section of questions was fairly easy, I think. Let's move on to our next set of questions. In Antioch, which two disciples were chosen by the Holy Spirit for special work? Was it Saul and Barnabas, Silas and Saul, or Barnabas and Mark? Acts 13, verse 2 tells us that the answer is Saul and Barnabas. Number two: during Paul's first missionary journey, on what island did he and Barnabas make their first stop? Was it Crete, Malta, or Cyprus? Acts 13, verses 2 through 4 tells us that it was Cyprus. Number three: when the Jews rejected Paul's teaching about Jesus, whom did he turn to with the message of salvation? Was it the Romans, the Essenes, or the Gentiles? Acts 13, verses 34 through 46 tells us the answer is the Gentiles. Question number four: in Lystra, after Paul healed a lame man, who did the multitude say Paul and Barnabas were? Was it Zeus and Hermes, Pluto and Pan, or Eros and Odyssey? Acts 14, verses 11 through 12 tells us that they thought they were Zeus and Hermes. Number five: what did the Jewish leaders from Antioch and Iconium do to Paul in Lystra? Flogged him, sent him away, or stoned him? Acts 14, verse 19 tells us that they stoned him. Okay, here's your final bonus question. What did they do to him after the stoning? What did they do to him after the stoning? Acts 14, verse 19 also reveals this answer. And the answer is they drug him out of the city. All right, hope you did well. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.